thoughts, views,
Mhm.
and opinions expressed by the host
Yep.
are for entertainment purposes only. Do not get mad.
Nope.
Do not get upset.
Uh-uh.
Do not get offended.
Ah,
Do not
baby.
pass go. Do not collect $200. Instead, pay us, and then we'll shut up.
Yeah. Yo, this is Ninja.
This is Early Bird the Night Wolf. It's the Gemini thing. Don't expect you to understand it.
Yeah. And this is
The What's Going On podcast.
what's going on. And today we are going to talk about something pretty serious. We're going to do it on a light note. I don't want to make the show all about serious stuff, but lately this has just been heavy on my mind because I have kids and shit like that. But today we're going to talk about ADHD, ADHD medicine, and all that stuff. As you see, we have the clip up here with Dr. Umar, which is probably one of my favorite people right now. I think he just
Mhm.
speaks the truth. I mean, it's crazy. But he's on Nick Cannon's show, which I think this is a great platform Nick is doing. I love it. I watched a couple things already. I think it's great. But I'm gonna run the clip for a little while so we can get an idea of what's going on. All right.
All
To
right.
show what they do to so many of our boys.
Right, right.
So, for example, you were in the third grade.
Yes.
That's normally the grade when they start evaluating black boys for ADHD.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, just to back up for a minute, first it was ADD,
Yeah, yeah.
attention deficit disorder,
Right, right.
1980.
Right.
The problem with ADD is there's no drug that can make you pay attention. So when you deal with mental health, you have to deal with the influence of the psychiatric drug cartel. There's no such thing as talking about mental health without talking about Wall Street drug profits. They go hand in hand.
Come on.
Psychiatric medication is a $30 billion a year industry. You're talking big bucks for small pills.
Wow.
You see?
Yeah.
So now, when you look at third grade and you look at the criteria for ADHD, a lot of what you need to display to be classified with it could be arguably considered normal behavior for an 8, 9, 10-year-old.
Right.
You see the contradiction right there, right there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Has trouble sitting still.
Yeah.
He's in the third grade.
Right.
Has difficulty paying attention. He's in the third grade. Has trouble playing quietly. He's in the third grade. So at what point is this mental illness versus you practicing discrimination against traditional male behavior?
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna pause it right there.
Mhm.
Now, you heard what he said, and bro, I swear, dude. Oh, man, I could talk about this shit all day because not only one, I've been through it,
Mhm.
but I have kids also that teachers try to push this narrative like, your kid is hyper and he can't stay still and he don't listen and yada yada yada, right?
Mhm.
Bro, both my boys,
Mhm.
I would get calls from school. Your kids don't stay still, they don't listen. And it was always around the same age, the 5 to 8-year-old age.
Mhm.
Jaden was the first victim of this shit. He, all right. So, you're taught that the teachers are the foundation of your kids' learning, that they know it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You send your kids to school with the intent for them to learn.
Mhm.
But the shit is, when you send your kids to school, there's a lot of things and there's a lot of laws and things that govern that. So you send your kids to school to learn, but they're not. They're like hamsters. You send your kids to school to become hamsters, to go on this wheel and to get off the wheel and go into the box and get out the box and go into a maze. Like, that's school, bro, in a nutshell. It's you give your kids, you give the school your kids to learn, and they're not learning. They're putting them in this box where it's a curriculum of this, this, and this, and that's what it is, and nobody can say shit about it. You stupid if you don't know it, or you got to go to special ed, or you need medicine,
Mm-hmm.
bro. It blows my mind. See, when I first got introduced to this problem of ADHD and all this other ABC shit,
Mm-hmm.
it was all new to me, and they tell you and they talk to you, like, yeah, Mr. Ruiz, Mrs. Ruiz, your kid is this, and Adam's that, and Jaden's this, and we think you should do this, and then this is where the fuck shit starts. They want to put him in special ed, IEP, all these programs to help them learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then when they stick them in there, now that they're in IEP or special ed and all these programs, now this is where the phone calls crazy. Yeah, we need to talk. We think we should, evaluate your son for ADHD. ADHD? What? To the typical person who don't have kids and they first kids are going to school, they don't know any of this shit. Now everybody's more aware, but before they don't know what's going on. You don't know what that is. You don't know what that means. Oh, my kid's sick. What's wrong with him? Bro,
Yeah.
he's an 8, he's a 5, he's an 8, he's a 7, he's a 6-year-old kid, or she, or he, whatever.
Yeah.
They don't know, bro. I'm a whole grown ass man, and I can't sit somewhere for 8 hours
For real.
in the same spot. I mean, 90% of people, you sit them somewhere and tell them don't move and just look at the fucking wall or listen to something, bro. It's not. It's just.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't make superstars, or you don't make intelligent people just by sitting there and just listening all day long. It's just, and then you're gonna call and tell me my kid is not paying attention because he's looking up at the fucking ceiling. Maybe you're not entertaining enough as a teacher. Maybe you're just boring.
Yeah.
Bro, there's plenty of times where if I'm working and my boss comes to me and he's boring and he just doesn't have the charisma to explain shit to me,
mm-hmm.
I want to die. Bro, I'm like, bro, like, get to it, my nigga. Like, what are you trying to say to me? Because my brain is telling me one thing and I'm seeing another. So ADHD, like, I'm not giving my kid no medicine, bro. We gave Jaden the medicine. They recommended it. They scared us into doing it. Jessie was a little bit on edge about it. She was worried. She was, they got you thinking your kid's stupid,
Mm-hmm.
or he ain't gonna learn shit if he ain't on these medicines, and yada yada yada. He ain't paying attention. He can't read. He's never gonna learn. Listen, from what I know, even the I don't want to say retards, but like the special kids, like the ones on the spectrum, those kids,
Mm-hmm.
even those kids they're smart as fuck. They just know how to focus on one thing, and bro, every person I spoke to that has some kind of syndrome or some kind of crazy shit they're talking about, yeah, they might not be able to look you in the eye, or they can't focus, but if you talk to them about that one thing they're into,
They know it.
they know it thoroughly,
Very thorough. Yeah.
through and through.
They can teach.
I've met these people, and yeah, they're not, I don't want to say regular, but they're not like you and I. They just have a different way of thinking,
mm-hmm.
and they can't go to school with the kids because they just think differently. So they got to go into these other programs. But back to the ADHD medicine, they recommend the medicine for Bubs. Give him the medicine, and he looked like a zombie, bro. My kid I did not recognize my son, bro. He was this energetic, fun, happy kid that liked to play, go outside, do some boxing, fight, would do some video games. Bro, he would come home after the medicine all day because they would tell you, give him the medicine in the morning so it can last all day, and then when he gets home, he's kind of just wearing it out. Bro, I kid you not, my son would come home looking like a fucking zombie, my nigga. Like, it was so depressing. I was like, look, I'm not giving him this shit no more. I'd rather my kid bounce off the wall And if you can't control him at school, then I don't need to. I don't. Maybe the school's not for him. I don't know. But listen, you like some people just don't know how to handle kids, and when you have 30 kids in one classroom or 20 kids in one classroom or one teacher that does not know how to teach or cannot deal with kids or anything, it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. My kid used to come home looking like a zombie. He didn't eat. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to do no games. He didn't want to do he didn't want to do nothing. But guess what? The phone call stopped. They stopped. You know why? Because Jaden was at school zombied out. They're trying to zombify our kids with these fucking medicines and make them look crazy out here and take that shit throughout the whole school year. So then by the time he's 18 or 17, he's relying on these medicines or he becomes this schizophrenic person that shoots up a school. You know? Like that's one thing you never hear when there's a school shooting is like, how much medicine did that kid take? You don't know. But Jaden was always a zombie, bro. Always a zombie. And they tried the same thing with Adam. And I told the teacher in her face, as nicely as I can possibly say it, and I said, are your kids on medicine? And she gladly was like, yes, actually, I have 2 of my boys are on medicine. And I was like, how are they doing? She goes, one's about to graduate, and the other one is, I forgot. And I said, the one that's about to graduate, he still takes medicine? Yeah, actually, he's still taking his medicine, and he's doing really well, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So your son been on medicine almost his entire life just so he can finish school? And you okay with that? I mean, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but just think about it. Your kid is taking medicine to focus. Like, that's not even a thing, bro. Like, there's no medicines that make you focus. It either makes you fucking slow down or speed up.
The medicine doesn't make you focus, it just make you zombified, so you're not disrupted. But
right. And that's what they want. They want your kids not to jump around in class. They want your kids not to be talkative. They want your kids to not do kid shit.
Right.
So I don't get it.
Bro, I even heard that they're trying to take recess out of school. It's like, bro, you have to give these kids a break and let them run around and get some of that energy out, bro. That's I don't know. These people are so educated, man, but they make the dumbest decisions. And it's all about money.
It is. And that's the sad part because like Dr. Umar said, it's a $1 billion company. It's a $1 billion business. I mean, if you think about it, every kid that's on medicine, let's just say, and I don't know the amount, but I would assume it varies from school to school, state to state, whatever. Let's just say you have one regular kid in school, and they give you, let's say the government or whatever gives the school $5,000 for a kid, right? That's in regular class, like no special ed, none of that shit, right? Let's say they get $5,000 a kid, but let's say the special ed kid gets 15,000. So now they get more.
Right.
If the kid's in special ed,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, what greedy person in a school board? Because I don't care what anybody says. There's a greedy, selfish person in everywhere you go, and school is no different. I don't give a fuck if you got the best teachers in the school. It doesn't mean they ain't greedy. Let's say you got the whole board like, yo, we got to get more special ed kids in here. How do we do that? How else? Let's take all these little Spanish, Puerto Rican kids or black, whatever, Asian kids. Let's put them all on ADHD medicine.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Bro, I'm telling you, I went to graduations in Georgia, and the majority of the kids that were graduating were white. I'm gonna keep it real. There was some black kids there, but the majority of them were white. Where was everybody else? Was it the neighborhood? Did these other kids didn't graduate? Were they in special ed? Do they graduate at a different time? Because I also heard that a lot of kids did not graduate because they were graduating late because they had to make up classes. So I would assume those are the special ed kids or whatever you want to call them.
Mm.
Whether you want to call them the lower end kids, the black kids, the Spanish kids, doesn't matter. The point is that they're putting our kids on these medicines to slow them down, make them reliant on these medicines, and then they have to take them forever. So not only does the school get money for the kid that's on special ed with pills, but so does Big Pharma, baby. Because they done sold you 10 years of prescription Xanax
I
or
mean,
all that other
it's
shit.
all a business, bro. And I feel like we've lost our humanity, bro. To the point where even kids are not safe anymore. Because not to change the subject, but look at school shootings, all right? You won't come up with a solution for these school shootings because of money reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So you're willing to I don't know, like you're willing to let these kids lose their life so that you can make money. And then when it comes to these pills, you're willing to affect these kids' life for money because it has a
Yep.
lasting effect, you know. And if that kid that know about the teacher that you was asking, if that kid was on medication his whole school career, he's addicted to that stuff, bro. He can't function without it. So now he has to take those pills
Right.
for the rest of his life. But it has to have some type of side effect on him.
Oh, I'm sure it does. And like I said, I saw this firsthand when Jaden had his medicine. And like I said, we gave it to him for maybe a month. I don't even think it was that long, but I would say a month or so. Bro, you know what the side effects were? He wouldn't eat. Bro, Jaden eats everything, but this kid would not eat. He lost weight. Um, he was always tired. He his stomach were hurt.
Mm.
Like I'm supposed to. So, and then the shit that pisses me off is that the teacher I was mad, bro. When I would tell the teachers like, yo, this is not working. I don't want. I'm not. Oh, we gotta try. Go to the doctor. We'll try a different dose. No, I'm not. And my fucking kid is not a fucking rat. So you to test your fucking drugs on. Fuck you. Fuck your school board. And fuck all these fucking people here in this, bro. I'm telling you, when it comes to the kids and
Mm-hmm.
school, bro, they I'm the most rudest motherfucker on the face of this planet once I get into that school board. They
But
yo to the point where Jessica's looking at me like, bro, calm the fuck down. Like I'm like, fuck this place. I don't give a fuck about any of these school. Like, listen, if my kid can't function or can't think right, or for some reason he just doesn't learn, then fine. But I'm not putting him on these medicines so he can be fucking hooked and then become a crackhead. And then on top of that, can't learn
but I
shit.
feel like you have to be, bro. It's like you have to go in there and let these people know that you're not one of those guinea pigs, bro.
And it's so crazy because and don't get me wrong, I don't want to sit here and judge anybody because I don't do that. But I met people who have kids on
Mm-hmm.
medicine and they tell me, yeah, he's fine. He's doing great in school. Okay, that's great. If the medicine works for you and you feel like I'm not saying all medicine is bad. That's not what I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
say. But I am saying is that not all medicine is good medicine.
Yeah.
Like even regular shit like Tylenol and Advil. You can have a headache every day and take those every day and they might help or might
Mm-hmm.
not. But you can't take those every day because it'll fuck your liver up or it'll make your stomach like even though you can buy them every day, you can go and buy bottles of this shit. It doesn't mean you take them every
Mm-hmm.
day. I mean, it's like anything else. I could go out and buy 10 Snicker bars. Doesn't mean I should eat 10 Snicker bars right
Right.
now. Or this whole. It's just it don't
Right.
make sense. So the same with this fucking medicine, bro. Like people would be like, yeah, but he did great on the medicine. Okay, fine. If it worked for him, and you keep your kid on the medicine for the rest of his life. Let's think about it. Even if it ain't the rest of his life, let's just say the rest of his school years life. Let's just say he starts at 3rd grade and he graduates 12th. That's still a lot of time he's on medicine. So yeah, it's probably working, but what is it taking away from him while it's working? When he turns 18, fine. Let's say he doesn't want to take the medicine no more. Is there a side effect for him getting off of it? Well, now he's used to it for almost 16
Of
years.
course, he's gonna have withdrawals.
Okay, what if he's like, oh, what if they, you got your kid and you tell him, oh, you're doing well. You don't have to try leaning off this ADHD medicine. See what happens. But he can't because he's addicted to it, or because it could be a mental thing. He's mentally fucked, and he's like, yo, I can't. You know how some people are? Oh, I can't do this without my medicine. Bro, I mean, come on, dude. You can't tell me that even if it's working, it's not working. Even if he's focused with the medicine, what is it costing him at the end of his, at the end of his life, or at the beginning of his career? Or what if he does great in school with the medicine, then he goes to work and he's like, yo, this is not, I can't focus. I need my medicines, or I need to do something. Or he just gets so anxious one day he comes to fucking work with a gun and he blows down everybody because he can't. You understand?
I think with that medicine, what it does, it prevents the individual from coming up with it prevents them to come up with a solution to solve the problem or cope whatever it is that they're dealing with, right? So if you're having a hard time focusing, and you say, okay, well, take this medicine. There's no medicine that can help you focus. You see what I'm saying? So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna teach the child how to focus. Like, yo, sit down, focus on this problem. Because it's like even as an adult, bro, if I'm working on something, I can only work on it for so long before my brain starts to wander off. You know what I mean? You have to take a break. And bro, I'm at work. I'm supposed to be cleaning the car. Nigga, I'm Fox McCloud, bro. I'm fighting shit on Cornelius. You know what I'm saying? Like my brain, bro. Like I have a very, very active brain, bro. Like it's
bro, but
and
that's what I'm saying. Like you just
hard
go
to
off.
focus, but you thank God my parents have put me on the medication. But it's like you just learn to focus, bro. And it's okay. So let's say you can't learn to focus in the classroom itself. Or maybe you can use sports, or you can use video games, or board games, or card games. And you can use something to help the child learn these skills and then transfer the skills over here and use them over here. And I
Right.
feel like that's what they're losing with this medication thing, and that's why like the world is getting dumb, bro.
It is, bro. We're getting too reliant on stuff that doesn't work for us. We're letting the media and we're letting outlets like the news take control over everything. Over what we watch, what we listen to, even what we eat, bro.
And bro, as far as the pills go, bro, it's like it blows my mind that people think there's a they're trying to solve all the problems with the pill. I don't see how a pill can help you heal from your emotions, bro.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
and I don't get it either, my guy, because like I said, no matter which one of my kid went to school, apparently both of them are too. They're too. Either one is not paying attention, or the other one's too hyper. And I'm like, how many kids in this class are on medicines? Oh, we can't disclose that. Okay, well, I don't want my kid to. I don't want my kid to be on the medicine. And like I said, dude, listen. I know there's kids out there that are
Right.
wilding, and some of them do need to be on some kind of medicine for something. But if your kid is just being a kid, bro, how do you diagnose a kid being a kid. Like, there's no
Mm,
way. Not every kid's the same, bro. All the little kids I've ever seen, even the ones that are pain in the asses and or spoiled, or they act crazy, or they wilding out, or they
mm,
quiet, or they don't talk much. That has nothing to do with them being, you know, there's no medicine to help them react in a different way unless they take some medicine that either hypes them up or makes them
mm.
slow. There's no medicine for that. There's no medicine for personality change. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when people are schizo, they give them medicine and it doesn't help them. It just
Yeah.
puts them to sleep, or it's not really helping. So you can't tell me because my kid is hyper and you're going to give him some medicine to slow him down. Or if my kid has an imagination, you're going to murk his imagination because he's drawing on his paper. Like, why don't they embrace like kids' active imagination instead of trying to like put it in a jar and tuck it off to the side and tell him he has ADHD, or he needs to go to special ed, or he's this or he's that. I'm telling you, school is not built
No,
for
it's
learning,
not.
bro. It's not.
And
It's
it's
not,
like
bro. It's
no
not.
person is the same. Like no adult is the same. No child is the same. I mean, your personality, it is what it is. Like you have some people some adults who are very hyper. Got some kids who are very hyper. And then as an adult, when you see that adult that always has energy, it makes you like, bro, like how do you have so much energy? You know what I'm saying? It's like I
Mm.
wish I was,
Yeah.
like you, because now you got energy to get things done in your adult life.
Yeah. I don't know. It just bothers me because I don't, none of my kids are on none of that shit anymore,
Mm.
like at all. And every once in a while, I'll get a phone call from Adam's school, or note, in their book. Oh, Adam was being bad today, and he got up out of his chair, or he wasn't paying attention. He was looking up at the ceiling, or he drew on his homework, or and it's always something stupid. Like, it's never nothing like, yo, Adam, threw a chair out the window. You know what I'm saying? Or yo, Adam, you know, uh,
Uh,
I don't know, burned the book in the bathroom. Or Jaden was smoking weed in the. It's never nothing like that. It's always something that a teacher that has no fucking means to be in a school, like she just wants to be there to be a bitch, probably. Just like, yeah, Mr. Ruiz, your son wasn't paying attention in school today. And I'm like, okay, so, what he did? Well, we were reading, and I asked him to read, and he didn't want to. Okay, you asked me to read, and I don't want to fucking read? I don't want to fucking read. Skip me and go somewhere else. Problem fucking solved.
uh,
Bro, I understand. I understand.
no man.
They're supposed to be teaching. I get that. And I know teachers have a lot going on. I'm not dismissing them as mean or stupid people, but it's just, if the kid not everybody's in the mood to want to fucking read, especially around other people. I if I ask you, hey, does he always do this? No, just today he didn't want to read. Okay, well, he didn't want to read today. Let it go. Maybe the book was fucking whack and he didn't want to read. Let it go. Try again tomorrow. If he doesn't read tomorrow, then just explain to him. Like, why do I have to sit here and fucking do your job for you? Like, he reads at home all the time. He reads fucking video games. He reads his books. He got his comics. He reads all the time. I get it. But if he didn't want to read that day, and little Timmy did, let little Timmy go and get, like, it's just like, bro, like, just let it go. Like, it's just like the nagging. It's like
And
almost
then
nagging
with
about
that,
your
it's like the
kids all
older
day.
you get, the more you become aware of yourself. And the more you become aware of yourself, the more you start to discover your insecurities. So now that you're being asked to read out loud, it's like, okay, well, now your personality is coming to play, and I don't like this. I don't like attention on me like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like
Yeah. And that's how Adam
yeah.
is. Adam is shy. He don't want to fucking read
Public
out loud. He don't want to
speaking
read out
is
loud.
it's not easy to do. A lot of people don't like
No.
public speaking because it's just too much attention on you. So as an adult, you don't even want to do
Mm-hmm.
it. So why are you expecting these things out of a
Yeah.
child? Is
Right. And then the shit that, like, if I was, and this is just a scenario I'm talking about, but let's just say he didn't want to read. Did you ask him why? They probably didn't. Why you don't want to read today? Maybe he doesn't want to read because he's shy. Maybe he's just not feeling it right now. Maybe he has a stomach ache. I don't fucking know. That don't fucking call me or text me or send me a fucking weird email telling me that my kid didn't want to read today because he wasn't.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
did he do something
silly stuff.
bad? Like if I'm at work and my boss tells me, hey, go do this, and I'd be like, nah, I'm not doing that right now because I'm doing this or I'm busy. Or if I do this, then this is like that. Like, oh, that's not my department. Like,
Hmm.
there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not gonna get. He'll probably be like, all right, I understand. But if he's a dickhead like one of these teachers and be like, well, then go home. All right, then fuck it, I go home. I don't like, come on, bro. Like, don't tell me that my kid is not listening because he doesn't want to do something. It's okay for somebody not want to do something.
Yeah, and
You know, like,
I'm I'm not gonna
it
lie.
just
It's like
I don't get it. Like,
the fact that they're calling you with such simple problem that says a lot about the system or the tactics that they use and parents fall for it. So if they
yeah,
okay, your kid don't want to read, you gonna give them a pill, and now the pill makes them want to read every time. I don't,
mm,
like,
it's always
it
that.
just don't make sense.
It don't make no damn
And
sense.
it's
But
sad, man, but you
yeah,
have a lot of people that would much rather put their child on that medication and get the check than to really care about the well-being of their child,
and that's another thing too, because once the government or whoever starts saying like, yo, you could put your kid on disability if he doesn't, if you give him these medicines and you get $1,200 a month, they
bro.
jump on that shit, bro. Like, you literally pimping out your kids for
Yep.
drugs and medicine. Like,
And
that
it's
shit, yeah, I don't know, bro.
sad,
That shit
bro.
just blow my mind.
Sad.
It is. It's fucked up. It is fucked up. Truly fucked up, dog.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I just wanted to do a quick take on that because I thought that was a interesting video with Nick Cannon and my boy
Okay,
Dr.
so
Umar. I think he's
what I
great.
would like to start doing is whenever we do a pod about something as serious as this, I would like to ask for a solution versus just talking about it. All right. So
Okay.
if so what would be the solution to help solve this problem or combat this problem?
Hmm. You know, I've had this discussion with Jess a bunch of times, and I, I think the solution, and I don't know if it's I'm not a
Mhm.
fucking expert at any of this. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not none of that. I'm not a teacher. But, you know, I think for them to have a decent solution is one, they have to just really have somebody at the school that I think, because I know they have guidance counselors, but even these guys are clowns. But they need to have somebody there to monitor the classroom while it's being taught to see which kids are more hyper or whatever they want to call it, ADHD, just not paying attention, because those kids are probably the kids that are going to grow up to be musician, artist,
Right, right,
those special
right.
kids. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at the people who are out here making billions of dollars and they ain't
Yeah.
even
The
graduated out of high
CEOs and
school,
all that
bro.
stuff, then they ain't gonna have a high school diploma. Yeah.
Bro, I know people who went, finished school, got college degrees,
Struggling
and they
in debt.
doing Uber because they
Hmm.
can't find a job. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is that they did everything right, or what
They
they thought
didn't.
was right,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
wasn't right for them.
They, they got sold a
You
dream.
understand what I'm
Youngins.
saying? They got sold
Mm-hmm.
a dream. They did it. So they did the school. They did the medicine. They graduated. They went to college. They got their bachelor's or their doctorate or their little, and they can't find a job because the job that they went for tells them you need experience. Bro, I just spent 18 years in school. I just spent 5 years in this college. I spent another 5 years in this place. And you mean to tell me I graduated with all these things? I got a bachelor's degree in whatever, and I can't do the job that I want to do because I
Mm-hmm.
need experience. So now I got to sit here and beg somebody for a job so I can work or do an internship for free and work for a year for free or 6 months for like that is nuts.
Crazy.
That's nuts, bro. Doctors, bro. Doctors, as soon as they graduate, they do their internships or their residency, and they have to work for free, and they have to live in the hospital, and they got to work at shitty hospitals for a year or two before they can move. And guess what? They don't even get paid that well until they're like maybe 10 years in their thing, and then that's when they start making bank. But they owe like hundreds of thousands of dollars of
Mm-hmm.
student loans. So they're like already in their late 30s, early 40s, and they just maybe got the good job they wanted, and just maybe almost maybe got most of their financial aid paid.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, unless they become like a plastic surgeon or one of these Hollywood doctors, they're gonna be struggling. I don't know, bro. Like you can't tell me that there's no avenue for kids who are hyper. They need to open up a school, hyperactive school, if that's the case. Open up a hyper ADHD school for all the ADHD kids and just put them in there and let them hang out all together and watch that whole school graduate. And you're going to have a bunch of fucking music stars and painters and rocket scientists because they're going to be the ones that are going to push
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever they're into to a higher plateau. That's my last take
My
on that.
that's a good take. My my solution. I think I think I think fathers should really get involved in a child's life because I think it was more so you and your decision. It was like your perspective on the situation as to why Jaden and why your two boys are not on that medicine. Am I correct on that? Okay. So
Yes.
I think like the women kind of get scared into putting them on this medicine because they just want what's best for the child, but they're not really, you know, they just kind of get coerced into
Yeah.
a lot of these things. So where the father is like, no, there's nothing wrong with the kid. He just hyperactive. He's just being a kid. So I think number one, fathers needs to be involved. Number two, maybe the community comes together and we build private schools. So, because like if you send them to the uh, public school, then you have to abide by their rules, their dress code. Because not to change the subject, but did you hear about the kid who sat in ISS since what, like August of last year? He has dreadlocks.
No.
He goes to school in Texas somewhere. The whole school district has a dress code where you can't wear dreadlocks. So he's been sitting in ISS since August of 2023 because he refused to cut his hair. Right. So
Oh, that's crazy,
if we
bro.
could build our own schools, teach our own kids, a lot of these things we wouldn't have to worry about. So
Yeah,
that's my final take on it.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sitting here right now and I'm moving. I need a fucking pill for that. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Anyway,
That is
yo, this is
the Night
Ninja,
Wolf.
and we out. Hit the
Yeah, let us
comments
know
down
what you
below
think.
and all that good stuff.
Peace.
Well, so we say all of that to say this.
Yep, wrapping it up.